Question: did you know that my first husband, the dad of my daughter, was visually impaired? Back in a minute. Hey, this is Jan. I'm from New York City, and I'd love to help people keep some more of their own hard-earned money. Now, this is out of character and out of subject matter for my channel's mission, which is, of course, to help people keep some more of their hard-earned money. But there's a new series that Lynn Wilson is doing weekly, okay? Check out her channel to get all the specific information, but she comes on once a week and she discusses how being married or involved with a disabled person or physically challenged or impaired person can have societal impact. Now, I just never thought it was necessary to bring up the fact that when I was young, I married a wonderful man who never thought of himself as physically challenged. And actually, at my young age, I never thought of it either. Because when you're young, sometimes you just like overlook a lot. I have to also mention he never cried a river. He was a very well learned person. He achieved a master's degree and he became a teacher. He taught people how to learn how to use braille and to cane travel. Yes, yes. My first husband, he was absolutely very much blind, and yet he could see way more than many people with good eyes can. Just saying, just saying. So, Lynn, I didn't know if you know that or knew that. I don't think you did, but I just want to mention. And I really want to ask you guys to head over to her show because let me tell you something. There are specific challenges that I never looked at myself as the caregiver. I was just Janet. I was just his wife. You know what I mean? That's the way I looked at it. But then looking back in retrospect, yes, there is definitely and was a degree of caregiving. Even though he was a working person, even though he was an outstanding working person, being a teacher and a degreed master's degree people. Some people can get a master's degree and they don't want to get one because they feel they can't do it. And imagine what, even with the challenge that he had, he still did that and he went on to help so many people. So Lynn, I have a story for you specifically that'll probably brighten your day and anyone else listening for that matter. So we used to take the New York City subway together when my daughter was little. And of course, I would, just hold on to his arm and we get on the subway. And I had my little daughter was, those little carriers that you wear on you, when you're holding a baby. And she was like, I don't know, just a couple months old. And so I was guiding him and I had my little baby carrier thingy on me. So we're waiting for the train and we get on the train and then we're sitting down and this lady kept staring. Not to mention, that was one of the things that I had to live with constantly. The constant staring, like, who is this person? Is he your brother? Is he your cousin? Just like that look, right? So, so this lady, of course, she was just given one of those really cold-hearted stares, looking at us like we had the plague or something, which was absolutely an atrocious way to look at someone. That was just awful. I don't think I'll ever forget that. So she actually had the absolute crazy nerve to say like this, and throwing her hands up in the air. She goes, "Was he always like that?" So I snapped right back and said, "Nah, he used to be single." I guess I had that Jan sharpness even back then. But that's just an example. It wasn't easy. We were together, we were married a number of years, but different things having zero to do with his vision, because I never looked at him as like, oh, the blind guy type thing. It just never did. He was just who he was to me, and that's it. Maybe the rest of the world might have looked at it differently, but I personally did not. Those are the things. That's the reality. That is the reality. And I just thought I'd share that, a brief moment. And here was a really tender moment. My daughter was, at that age, she was about 2 years young. I'll never forget this when she wanted dad to read her a storybook. Okay. But she had noticed, I guess, in her observation that he would be reading Braille. And when you read Braille, your hands are your eyes. So she was used to seeing daddy, reading his Braille. So she brought one of her little storybooks up to him. And this was the cutest thing. She crawled up on his lap, brought the storybook up to him, and then she put her hands on the printed book, the regular printed book, and expected him to be able to read that. I mean, those are like those poignant moments. I'm just telling you. I just thought I'd share that little bit of a life part of me. And he's in glory now. And, that horrible thing, that atrocious virus, unfortunately, brought him there sooner than maybe he should have been brought there. But anyway, I just want to mention to you that please check out Lynn's show. I was listening to her having my wonderful 15-cent cup of Joe, and it inspired me. I said, I have to let Lynn know that I totally understand. I don't exactly understand, Lynn. I know you're listening to this. I hope you are. I would never be able to exactly understand your situation. No one can exactly understand. I do get it when Lynn says stuff like it's kind of like not right to say, "Oh, I know what you're going through." Honestly, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what someone listening is going through, but I can know what I have been through. Okay, so I have been through that, and maybe there may be little points or nuggets that are relatable, but can it be 150% relatable? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I just want to say, everyone, just try to make the best of every single day. And I have to say one thing about my sweet first husband. He was absolutely always enjoying the best that he can to the best of his ability. He never took life for granted. He was always a good-hearted, kind soul. He was a kind soul. That was the funniest thing is that at first, when I first knew of him, I really didn't fully understand the level of degree of how badly he couldn't see because his eyes appeared normal to look at, if you will, quote, end of quote, normal. They looked focused. I said, well, how come it looks like I'm looking at you, and it looks like you're looking at me, but the way it was in his situation, I guess his hearing and his vision, what he had like maybe like a 2% vision at the end of the day in one eye, and it was tunnel, and that even went away in a couple of years. But it is what it is, and unfortunately, sometimes society just doesn't get it, and you can't expect anything from anyone. Just try to expect the most from our own selves. Can't change other people. We can always change the way we react to things. So please, the main purpose of the show today is for anyone that's interested or anyone that's going through that, know that you are not alone. There are many voices out there, there are many faces out there that have been in similar, not exact, on similar roads. All right, everybody, just thought I'd let you know this because most importantly, I really would like you to head over to her channel, and I'm going to include that video in the description box below. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care now. Bye-bye.